someone that was that close to me.
A. Peter Bailey was there inside the Audubon Ballroom 50 years ago when Malcolm X was shot.
And when I saw him laying on the stage with all these bullet holes in his body, it was a memory that I can still draw up. You know, and he was gasping.
A half-century later, Bailey was among hundreds, politicians, residents, and loved ones who returned to the site in Harlem that's now an education and memorial center to honor the civil rights icon. Elisa Shabazz is one of Malcolm X's 6 daughters. She was just 2 years old that day in 1965.
My father was a very young man. He was only in his 20s when he, when the world learned of him, and 39 when he was assassinated right here. And, look at what he gave.
Malcolm X gave a voice to the early Black Power movement of the Civil Rights era. His life cut short when 3 members of the Nation of Islam shot him just a year after he left the group, denouncing much of what it stood for.
Makes America look like a savage, uncivilized police state.
He was a man who was interested in social justice and human rights that was inspired by his faith.
Brian Epps is executive director of the Malcolm X and Betty Shabazz Center. He says the Muslim leader's voice is as relevant now as it's ever been.
If you think about the Black Lives Matters movement, a movement that's saying that, all Black life matters regardless of gender, sexuality, class, Malcolm X was doing that.
I think he would be very pleased with this generation being able to organize this Black Lives Matter. But I think he would challenge us even further that we must have solutions. What happens next?
Killed at the age of 39, Malcolm X would have been 90 years old this year. From Harlem, Dan Bowens, Fox 5 News.
Tonight, 2 young children are dead after a house fire in